Could the recent US-China summit be a game changer in global politics? This question has been lingering in the minds of politicians, economists, and policymakers across the globe. The geopolitical landscape, which has been defined by the bipolarity of power between the United States and China, is indeed shifting, and it's time for us to delve deeper into the specifics of this shift and the factors contributing to it. Welcome, my viewers, to a detailed recap of the recent US-China summit, an event of magnitude that has left the world buzzing with possibilities, assumptions, and speculation. This summit, held amidst a backdrop of palpable tension and competition between the two superpowers, was a spectacle that the world watched with bated breath. It was a clash of titans, a meeting of the world's two largest economies, a power struggle that was as much about economics as it was about ideology and national pride. The outcomes of this summit were not as anticipated. Instead of a stalemate or a minor US victory, what emerged was a scenario that could significantly influence global dynamics in the years to come. The summit, a high-stakes affair where every word uttered and every gesture made was fraught with implications, saw China scoring a big win. It was a moment that left many in the United States, the European Union, and indeed across taken aback and scrambling to comprehend the implications. For China, the results of the summit were a validation of their global strategy, a testament to their growing power and influence on the international stage. This unexpected turn of events has left many re-evaluating their understanding of the current balance of power. The summit was a clear demonstration of China's diplomatic prowess, their ability to negotiate, persuade, and secure their interests in a complex and often hostile global environment. The Chinese delegation, led by President Xi Jinping, managed to secure several major concessions, each of which was a victory in itself. From economic agreements to strategic understandings, the concessions spanned a wide array of areas, displaying breadth and depth of China's diplomatic acumen. These victories have not only heightened China's global standing, but also left other world leaders in a state of disarray. The impact of the summit was felt not just in Beijing and Washington, D.C., but in world capitals from Brussels to Tokyo. Leaders, including US President Joe Biden and various EU leaders, are grappling with the implications of the shift in power dynamics. The repercussions of this summit will be far-reaching, with potential changes in alliances, trade agreements, and global policies. As the world adjusts to this new reality, one thing is clear: the global balance of power is changing. China's diplomatic prowess was on full display during the summit as they managed to secure several major concessions. These victories have not only heightened China's global standing, but also left other world leaders, including US President Joe Biden and various EU leaders, grappling with the implications. This summit has not only redefined the US-China relationship, but also cast a long shadow over the European Union. It has brought about a profound change that has shaken the world's geopolitical dynamics. The global implications of the summit are vast, affecting not just the countries involved, but reshaping the political landscape across the continents. The ripple effects of the proceedings have reached every corner of the world, including the European Union, which finds itself grappling with a new reality. The EU leaders, who have long been navigating the delicate balance between the US and China, now find themselves in an even more challenging position. They have been walking a tightrope for years, trying to maintain a harmonious relationship with both superpowers. Now, the aftermath of this summit has thrown them into a whirlpool of uncertainty and raised a plethora of questions about their future course of action. The shockwaves from the summit have been palpable, leaving a trail of questions in its aftermath. The global community is left pondering on the implications of China's victory. What does this mean for the world order? Many are wondering what China's win implies for global politics and economies. In the face of China's ascendancy, the world is forced to reassess its perceptions of power. The aftermath of the summit has left many questions in its wake. What does big win mean for the global balance of power? The victory marks a shift in the balance of power, pushing China to the forefront of the world stage. This will ultimately influence global relations and can potentially reshape alliances around the world. How will this affect the US's standing on the world stage? The US, a long-standing superpower, might now find itself needing to reassess its strategies and alliances. The result of the summit will undoubtedly have serious ramifications for the country's global standing. And as the dust settles from the summit, perhaps one of the most significant questions that emerges is about the impact on the European Union. The EU, which is already grappling with numerous challenges, must now navigate this new geopolitical landscape. The leaders of the EU are being forced to reconsider their strategies and alliances, potentially rewriting the bloc's role on the global stage. And perhaps most importantly, how will the European Union respond? This is a question no one can definitively answer yet. It is safe to say, however, that the response from the European Union will be a major deciding factor in the new world order that is emerging post-summit. As the EU grapples with this new reality, its response will be watched closely by the world and could very well shape the course of global politics in the coming years. In a world where the balance of power is continuously in flux, the US-China summit has most definitely emerged as a decisive incident. This important international meeting between two of the world's superpowers is not just another diplomatic exercise, but a significant moment that has the potential to reshape the world's political landscape. The dynamics of world politics are continuously shifting, often dictated by the outcomes of such high-profile summits. The actions, decisions, and the discourse emanating from these meetings frequently send ripples across the geopolitical landscape that are felt far and wide, touching every corner of the globe. This particular summit between the United States of America and the People's Republic of China was no different. It stirred the waters of global politics, making its presence felt across various continents and among numerous nations. The aftermath of this summit has a profound and indelible mark on world diplomacy, a mark that will continue to shape the interactions and negotiations among nations for quite some time. The result of the US-China summit provided a significant victory for China. This was not just a victory in the conventional sense, it was a victory that signaled a significant shift in the balance of power. It was a triumph that left the world leaders, be it from the United States or the European Union, reassessing their strategies and the future course of their respective nations. As the dust settles, the world is left pondering on the implications of this shift in power dynamics. Governments, policymakers, analysts, and even the common man are looking with bated breath to see how this change will influence the course of world events and how it will play out on the global stage. The geopolitical landscape is not static. It is an ever-evolving entity where nations rise and fall, alliances shift, and strategies are continuously revised. There is a constant battle for power, influence, and dominance, and the stakes are high. The players are many, and the game is intricate, with each move having the potential to cause seismic changes. Yet amidst all the uncertainties and the ever-changing dynamics of international relations, one thing remains constant: change itself. The world is a realm where the only certainty is change. This constant change is the driving force behind the actions and reactions of nations, shaping their strategies, determining their alliances, and defining their place in the global order. And so, as we continue to delve deeper into the world of geopolitics, we are reminded of this constant, the certainty of change. Stay tuned as we continue to delve into the world of geopolitics, where the only certainty is change itself.